My name is Helix, and I go to Manhattan Center for Science and Mathematics.
My name is Marshall Weaver, and I go to Livingston High School. And this is our Costco Wholesale Corporation pitch deck. Costco owns 891 total warehouses globally, with 616 being in the US and Puerto Rico combined. They have about 137 million members globally, and they utilize an inflation-resistant business model, bringing in an annual revenue of 254.58 billion in 2024. As of March 14th, 2025, they're trading at $904.05. The wholesale industry utilizes low prices, bulk sales, membership programs, and e-commerce to drive in revenue. For the industry growth, the wholesale industry is projected to grow from 53.8 trillion in 2024 to 68.1 trillion in 2028, corresponding to a CAGR of 7%. They're also targeting international markets such as Canada, China, and Mexico for more high demand, and using e-commerce and technology, as well as AI and partnerships, such as BJ's partnership with DoorDash, to boost the customer experience and broaden market access. Costco offers multiple services within their membership, such as their food court, optical services, and gas station, where their food court is actually the largest pizza retailer per location in the US, enhancing customer loyalty like no other wholesale businesses. Their private label brand Kirkland makes up 31% of total revenue, where they partner with reputable brands that consumers love, like Starbucks for their Kirkland coffee and Ocean Spray for their Kirkland juices, giving customers premium quality at a low bulk price as usual.
For their networking effect, they have a feedback loop where they have such a high loyalty rate with their customers that they essentially become brand ambassadors, sharing their experience with their friends and family, bringing them in to shop at Costco, and then they become reoccurring members as Costco has such a high consumer retention rate and loyalty. This works to minimize their advertising budget as a whole. Our investment thesis consists of four main cornerstones. The first being its membership model, which acts as a reoccurring monthly revenue of 76.2 million household members. That's representing a 7.3% rise on the year, with 46.5 of those being executive memberships, which pay out even more on the month and offer even more deals, encouraging more shopping from the consumer. For their market share, they have 60% of the American wholesale market and 20% internationally. This represents a large, stable revenue source from the national market and an emerging in footholds in the international market that can be expanded upon in the future. Their revenue growth over the last 30 years, it has an average of a 7.5% growth per year, comparatively to 5% and 5.2% of that of BJ's and Sam's Club, which shows why people pay a premium for Costco stock. Their expansion plan for fiscal 2025 includes opening 29 new stores, with 10 of those being on the international front, capitalizing on that un unmatured market for them, and then 19 of those being national, further securing their control over the national market. For financial analysis, we wanted to highlight the FCF value, specifically of 2022, as this relates to COVID, where the average FCF value was even in the negatives, being brought down by poor performance of discount retailers and wholesale retailers at the time. Though Costco had strong FCF numbers comparatively to the industry average, as the high price of consumer goods drove people in to be looking for bulk discounts at Costco, which raised their revenue by 37% on the year from the start to the height of COVID. This is important as we'll talk later about tariffs and how this could drive more consumers through Costco's doors with higher prices elsewhere. For our valuation, we use the PE model, taking the current PE of 53 and dividing it by the forward PE of 49, then multiplying it by our current share price as of March 14th, 2025, giving us our forecasted price of $977.85, which is well within the chart's range. As you can look at its 52-week range, this number is well within in its range and has the opportunity to reach even farther previously gained highs. So that's why we recommend the hold, as it has potential to grow more, and in its past, it's seen even stronger growth.
Costco shows many strengths, such as their diversification in employees, high demand for bargain goods, their non-independency on advertising or product markups, and strong partnerships with Starbucks and Ocean Spray and more with producing their popular Kirkland brand, as well as their large and loyal customer base. Some weaknesses I've highlighted here are their limited product selection, where they only have limited space with lots of inventory, their high PE ratio, which we'll talk more about later, and problems with customer satisfaction as they have long lines on weekends and limited customer services. Some opportunities they have are international expansion into more high demand regions such as South America and China, as well as more space for their e-commerce growth, which isn't taken to the full potential at the moment, and the expansion of Kirkland brand as it's a private label right now and could be made public in the future. Some threats they have are possible tariffs in the future, which will already cut into their thin margins, rising labor costs, and controversial policies regarding their DEI programs.
One of its big investment risks is tariff-related concerns, which should cut into their thin margins. But like during COVID, these tariffs, which would rise consumer prices, could drive more people in, raising Costco's revenue as people look for bulk discounts, which Costco does best at.
Costco also has a large PE ratio of 54 and holds 60% of the US market share within the wholesale industry. This proves that they may be overvalued with their large PE. And since they have such a high market share, it shows that they may be a mature company already. Their e-commerce sector, like their app, only accounts for 7% of their total revenue. And this is because of their high competition from online-based retailers such as Amazon and Alibaba. Though Costco relies heavily on ESG considerations for their longevity, with their step plan being introduced and a projection of 20% reduction in scope 3 emissions by 2030, as well as hitting an all-time high of waste diversion in 2024 with a percentage of 82.1. They donate to many charities monthly, such as Toys for Tots and Make-A-Wish, as well as having large company feedback from loyal customers, fair treatment of employees, and supporting local vendors and suppliers while expanding internationally. They show lots of transparency to their shareholders with constant updates to their website and app and dividends. They have lots of diversity in their board of directors and show heavy DEI initiatives and training programs, ensuring previous employees and future employees get the training that they need.
For AI implementation, they have an optimized energy consumption to reduce carbon emissions and reach their climate goals for the year. They have AI-based stock restock systems, which notify them when anything or any given store is running out of stock or is overstocked. They have AI attached to their e-commerce platform, which smooths the experience for the consumer, giving them friendly suggestions for previously purchased goods and similar goods to their previous purchases, and discounts or markdowns of formerly purchased products. For their optimization of workforce scheduling, they use it to predict maintenance to cost save on operations, and they also use it to streamline work schedules to make sure there's no overlap in the workforce. They also use it to forecast revenue and trends attached to the revenue for seasons to offer consumers the most high demand goods for the right time or the right season.
Thank you for considering our pitch.